Hello everyone, my name is Tom, I'm the Sugma Male, and today we're going to talk about how the Owl House is over. It's all done. And I remember the first week of the Owl House. I believe it was either the first episode after the first episode, or it was the second episode. It was around that point. That same week, I was at Disney TVA back in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And yeah, it's crazy how times change. My life has changed quite a bit. The world has changed, everything has changed all throughout the course of the Owl House. Some parts of my life I'm not going to talk about changing quite yet, because a lot has happened in the last month or two that I'm just not going to talk about until I'm like, there's a lot of stuff up in the air right now. I'm waiting for the pieces to land where they're going to land. But yeah, my whole life is different to the point where like I'm not really sure how to feel about the end of the Owl House, because it's like this is probably going to be the only content I make about it. I've tweeted quite a bit about it just because it was something that I felt like weighing in on, but like right now I don't even feel like weighing in on the drama, or not even drama, but like the discourse that came about because, oh, they didn't redeem Bellos, they just killed him, that's how you should do it, forgiveness is for losers, completely ignoring that wasn't the message. The message was more like, you should strive for forgiveness, but it's not possible in every situation. And I don't really know how I feel. I'm just kind of here, sitting, watching this happen, and I'm also kind of realizing that just in my life the last couple of years I've been a spectator to everything that's been going on. Like, I just do not feel like I've been actively engaged in much of anything, to be honest. I'm just kind of realizing that as life changes for me, and I'll talk more about that in the near future as like things get set in stone, because I don't want to jinx anything. But it is kind of like interesting timing that the Owl House, which was kind of like the last of its era, the last of its kind, like this is the end of an era within animation for sure, is also coming at the end of an era for me in life. And I'm not even sure how I feel about it's kind of a similar feeling where it's like I'm looking forward in animation, I'm looking forward in Western animation, and there's plenty going on. I'm confident that there will be things happening. I'm confident that people will continue to make things, and there will be a new big show that everyone cares about. Maybe it'll be Moon Girl and Devilsaur. I'm not sure where that fits into the greater picture. It's definitely got an audience, and I'm ecstatic to see that. I'm not sure if it's going to be the next Owl House like people are saying, but if it is, that's great. But also, I'm just not really sure where that next crop of like animation is gonna come from. Because you had Adventure Time and regular show, then you had Gravity Falls, then you had Steven Universe, then Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and then after that you had Amphibia and the Owl House. And what's next, I'm not really sure, because like that was kind of like we were kind of on a roll where it's like, okay, one would go out, a new one would come in. You just had like these massive shows that were being replaced, and now it's like, okay, what's next? And it's not like a definitive answer. Again, I think that Moon Girl and Devilsaur might be the next one, but usually there's like a couple, and that's kind of what's weird, is there's not really a crop of new shows to take the place of like the Owl House ending the way that people expected. And I think part of that is just the fact that the animation industry is just in a really weird place right now. You got AI art and all that stuff. You got all these corporate tax write-off situations. You got all this stuff, and there's all these cuts across the industry. Animators are really struggling to find work right now. And it's similar to where I'm at in my life, because I'm not really sure what's next for me. I have an idea. There's like steps in front of me that I'm taking, but I'm not really sure where that's gonna lead me. And it's like there's a whole sense of like, yeah, this is gonna work, but for, how long, and like what's actually next for me, because like how much is this actually gonna do, I know how I'm gonna like check off this box in my life, but how am I gonna check off the other boxes and all this other stuff? And it's just a situation where it's like, I'm sure we'll be fine, and there's plenty of resources out there for things to keep going the way that they should be going. There's plenty of resources out there, there's plenty of talent out there, possibility of there being another show like Steven Universe or the Owl House or Amphibia or whatever. It's there, but it's kind of hard to see where the path is, especially considering the fact that this finale for the Owl House, a big issue I had watching it wasn't that it was bad, because you could tell that like there was so much love and so much talent and hard work that went into these 3 episodes. these free specials, you could see there was so much put in there, but you could also tell like this was supposed to be paced out throughout the course of a season. Like, this is a lot of information that really feels like it's just getting thrown at you, and it doesn't feel satisfying, or it doesn't feel like you're really given the moments that you need to like digest and process like what stuff actually means. And that's not at the fault of the people actually making the show. That's entirely a result of the fact that the show just kind of got cut short, pushed out the door. They were like, all right, here's what you got. Like, oh, you wanted one more season, or you want 2 more seasons? I don't remember the exact requests or anything, but they were like, listen, best we can do, free specials, an hour each, not even an hour, a TV hour, which is like 45 minutes. That's all we can do. And it kind of sucks, because it's like, it just feels as though there is such an appreciation for animation from like the viewer side, from like the people who are actually involved in the industry. There's such a focus on respecting animation, but then there's not actually the infrastructure and the actual material support there for animation to do as well as it should. So I'm kind of unsure about like what's next. I'm interested to see, but at the same time, like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to see next. It's one of those situations where it's like we're either going to go through a period that is incredibly lackluster, where people are just left demanding more, or we're on the cusp of just something exploding, and you just see like a ton of new shows that are just balls to the walls, insane, just going crazy. As for like all this stuff in my life, I don't know. Just come back the next couple weeks, see what I gotta say, because right now I'm just like, I'm incredibly tired trying to move mountains for things to line up the way that they should. So I don't really got a lot of energy this week. I'm incredibly tired, incredibly stressed out, and hopefully within the next couple weeks everything just kind of settles down and does what it needs to do. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Anyways, that's all I gotta say.